Hello there guys, welcome to another of my videos. So, Manchester United are set to sign Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund and Raul Jimenez from Wolves. It will be 7 signings in total under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and 6 permanent signings. Now, I give you the news regarding Jadon Sancho and Raul Jimenez yesterday. Some more additional information is updated regarding Jadon Sancho. Now, reportedly, we have confirmed that we will be giving Jadon Sancho the number 7. Because as you all know, we have got number 7 vacant at the moment. And we've had a lot of good number 7s up and down the generations. Obviously, we had the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo. Definitely the best 7 we've had, and definitely the best player we've had in the Premier League era. We've had the likes of George Best, that's fulfilled at number 7. Eric Cantona's fulfilled at number 7. David Beckham's fulfilled at number 7. At one point we had Michael Owen in number 7. And I think our recent number 7 was Alexis Sanchez. And don't forget, we also had Memphis Depay. But them two players were actually, very, very inconsistent. Now, reports were coming out yesterday saying that Manchester United have agreed an initial £60 million fee with Borussia Dortmund for Jadon Sancho. And it's confirmed that Borussia Dortmund are willing to accept this offer. Are these going to be add-ons included? I think there will be like 30 million or 40 million in add-ons. Obviously, with how many appearances Jadon Sancho makes. Of how Man United progress in the Premier League and of how we progress in the Champions League and that. But £60 million is quite cheap for Jadon Sancho. Don't forget Borussia Dortmund throughout the course of this transfer saga have remained ruthless over their valuation. They have said several times that they want over £100 million. It did report out earlier on this week saying that, Borussia Dortmund are demanding around £109 million. But it did say we was refusing to meet Borussia Dortmund's asking price. It did say we had set our limit and we was only willing to pay £80 million. At one point it said we was only willing to pay £50 million. But now we have got qualification for the Champions League. We've got much greater chance of getting Jadon Sancho on the board. If we hadn't got Champions League qualification, then I'd have fully disregarded Sancho coming to Manchester United. We know that Kicker recently said, which is a German outlet, it said that Sancho prefers a move to Liverpool. The main explanation is because he feels as though he's got much greater chance of winning trophies with Liverpool than he has Manchester United. Now, Borussia Dortmund's director, Michael Zorg, he's come out and said that he hopes Jadon Sancho remains at Borussia Dortmund for next season. But I think Borussia Dortmund have come to accept the fact that Sancho does want to leave. So now Dortmund are looking for replacements. Obviously, they're looking at Memphis Depay from Lyon. They've also been looking at Jonathan Ecoke from Lille, valued at around 41 million. And they've also been looking at Rashika from Werder Bremen. Now, Dortmund have done some good recruitment in recent years. Obviously, the other week they got Jude Bellingham from Birmingham. They got Erling Haaland back in January. There's also other players they've brought in. Obviously, they got Julian... Thorgan Hazard, sorry. Yeah, Julian Braun. Almost forgot his name. Yeah, Julian Braun, Thorgan Hazard. Emre Can. So yeah, they have recruited quite a few players in. But they've also, in recent years, let quite a few of their players go to the Premier League. There's also players that have left Dortmund who didn't go to the Premier League. As you all know, Borussia Dortmund have already set their deadline for the sale of Sancho. Dortmund have told us we've got until the 10th of August to sign the player. But Solskjaer's actually told our coaching staff. He's also told Ed Woodward that he wants to get Sancho on the board because he is our number 1 priority target and he has been our number 1 priority target for a while. Now, it did say around 3 weeks ago that Jadon Sancho agreed personal terms with Man United, and it said he had agreed a 5-year contract at the football club worth around 140 grand a week. The stumbling block has been Borussia Dortmund's asking price. Fabrizio Romano's spoken about the Sancho transfer saga quite a few times. Christian Falk spoken about it the other week. And Simon Stone from the BBC, who's reliable, also spoken about the Jadon Sancho transfer saga. I've already outlined the reasons why I want Sancho at Manchester United is because he's well proven in the Premier League. And plus, he's got a very, very good friendship with Marcus Rashford. And it put a lot of Manchester United fans into meltdown yesterday because Jadon Sancho had put a photo on social media of him and Rashford on England duty. But they have got a very, very good friendship of Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho. They've got a very, very, good friendship. And plus, he's predominantly a right winner, is Sancho. And don't forget, we do want to recommend a right winner ring to the football club. We get Sancho on the board, then I think there's a possibility chance that we'll loan Daniel James out. I think we'll put Mason Greenwood in a different role. Sancho still got a contract with Dortmund until 2022. Still a few years left on his contract. Dortmund only paid $8 million for him from Man City back in 2017. But analysing his performances in the few years he's been with Dortmund, his valuation has persistently grown. But Borussia Dortmund is the third club in his playing career because before he was at Borussia Dortmund, he was at City, enjoyed a few years with them. And before he was at City, he was at Watford, and he was at Watford for several years. There was also reports coming out from the German press earlier on this week saying that we allegedly had an £89 million bid turned down for the player. But actually, no, Manchester United had denied this. We have been looking at alternatives to Sancho, because I will make an admission, these cheaper solutions in him. Obviously, we've looked at Rabbi Matondo from Schalke before. We've looked at Thiago Almeida from the Sarsfield. We've also looked at Ferran Torres from Valencia, but looking likely he's going to Manchester City for around 21 million. We also inquired about getting Kingsley Coman the other week on loan from Bayern Munich if we didn't get Sancho. Ousmane Dembele from Barcelona. So we have looked at quite a lot of alternatives, but if we can agree the remainder of this deal with Borussia Dortmund, Jadon Sancho will be our most expensive signing, because our most expensive signing at the moment is Paul Pogba, who we did pay £89 million for. But I probably expect Sancho to be our first signing in this summer transfer window. Ed Woodward has come out and said that he wants 3 signings after Jadon Sancho. The news regarding Raul Jimenez from Wolves. There was stories coming out from the Portuguese press yesterday. I think it was RTP. And they said that Raul Jimenez is on his way to Manchester United because Wolves have found their replacement for him. He says that Wolves have agreed to get Paulinho from Braga for around £27 million. Jorge Mendes, though, has been working with Wolves a while. He's been in the process of trying to get, Wolves a replacement for Raul Jimenez. Now, Raul Jimenez, would probably cost us some between 60 to 70 million pounds. There has been stories, though, coming out today saying that, Juventus have put around the £72 million bidding for Raul Jimenez. Duncan Castles, who tends to be close to Man United, he's spoken about, the transfer saga regarding Raul Jimenez earlier on in the season. He did confirm that Man United and Juventus were interested in the player. But like I said, I'd definitely take Raul Jimenez at Manchester United. The main explanations is because he's well proven in the Premier League. His hold-up play is very, very good. And he's also a prolific goal scorer. I think in the Premier League for Wolves, he has made around 76 appearances. And I think he's scored around 30 goals. And also provided around, 13 assists. Raul Jimenez has got a contract with Wolves until 2023. So still a few years left on his contract. Wolves did get him permanently last year for around £34 million. I think it is Wolves' most expensive signing, or it's one of their most expensive signings, because he was on loan with Wolves last season. and I thought he did very, very well on his loan spell with Wolves. Obviously, before he was at Wolves, he was at Benfica. He enjoyed a few years with them. Don't think he was too good at Benfica. Before he was at Benfica, he was at Atletico Madrid, and before that, he was in America. He began his career in America's youth system, and I think Raul Jimenez is now the age of 29, but still got quite a lot of development in him. But I think he's done very, very well for Wolves, alongside the likes of Traore and, Diego Jota. Wolves would probably, want to keep hold of him, but I think Wolves are willing to let him go if he does want to leave. The Manchester Evening News have said, we have actually, denied, Raul Jimenez agreeing to move to Manchester United. But I don't know if it's true. If it gets to Sky Sports, this story regarding Jimenez, and of course if it also gets to the BBC, then I do believe, there will be some trustworthy in it. But there's still a great chance, we could get Jimenez on the board. So if we get Sancho and Raul Jimenez, that's probably going to cost us around 170 million pounds for two players. But we desperately need a striker, even though we have got a lot of good attacking players. Obviously, like I said, Martial, he's been the player of the season for us. He's enjoyed a very, very good season for Man United. Martial, of course, has got 22 goals in all competitions this season. He's got 51 goals in the Premier League for Manchester United. This has been Martial's 5th season at the football club. But he's had 2 good seasons. He's done well this season under Solskjaer, and he did very, very well in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. We did pay around £36 million for Martial from Monaco. But this season he has been playing in that central role. But if we get Jimenez, obviously Jimenez will be our number 9. And then we'll have to sort out, what we're going to do then with Anthony Martial. Marcus Rashford, obviously, the start of the season didn't really make an impact. Then don't forget, Rashford had that back injury, and he was out for quite a few months with that back injury. And obviously, towards the end of the season, Rashford didn't make the best of impacts when he did come back. But definitely Rashford is still the foreseeable future for Manchester United. He's been here for several years as it is. And obviously, throughout the course of this season, Rashford has been playing on that left-hand side. I've also got to say Mason Greenwood's enjoyed a very, very good season for Man United. Obviously, earlier on in the season, a lot of Mason Greenwood's appearances were coming from the bench. But towards the end of the season, he was getting a lot of starts with Mason Greenwood, so he was getting ahead of Daniel James. He looks very, very effective on that right-hand side, and Mason Greenwood scored 17 goals in all competitions this season for the football club, and I think he's only the age of 18. We've obviously got Odion Ighalo. We got him on deadline day in January. Odion Ighalo. I think we made the right decision by getting him on loan because obviously, he was a cover-up to Marcus Rashford. And I did say, didn't I, Ighalo has done quite well. Don't forget, he was our top goal scorer in the FA Cup. I think just before the resumption of the season, it had confirmed that we extended Odion Ighalo's loan until January 2021. Till January 2021. As you all know, there's no option to buy him or there's no obligation to buy. So after his loan with us, I presume he will go back to Shanghai Shenhua. So that's the news on that. I just want to delve into some news on Gabriel Jesus. I give you the news regarding him yesterday. So according to recent reports, Manchester United have put a £27 million offer in for Gabriel Jesus. Now, Sky Sports did recently say that there's quite a few clubs that are monitoring Gabriel Jesus. Man United are in for him. It says PSG are interested in him. Also to Everton are interested in him. And also to Napoli are interested in him. I think it did say from Sky Sports that Napoli are emerged as the front runners to get the player. Don't forget, Napoli have already signed Victor Osimhen from Lille, sorry. Napoli, got him for around £45 million. I think it was around £45 million. Gabriel Jesus, has been Lille's player of the season. Lille, of course, are in the Europa League for next season. You know, they did fail to get qualification for the Champions League. I think Lille did finish, like, was it 4th? Gabriel Jesus has got a contract with Lille until 2023, so still a few years left on his contract. He is valued in the 20-odd million pound range. I think since his arrival at Lille, he's made around 52 appearances. Lille did pay £1.5 million for him. I think they got him from Avia. Don't forget he had loan spells with Troyes and Dynamo Zagreb. But the player is only at the age of, is he 22? So he is, you know, very, very young. But he is a centre-half, and Manchester United are in search for a centre-half. You know, looking for someone to go alongside Harry Maguire. Because obviously, you know, we've got like 7 centre-halves in the team. Obviously, you know, we've got Victor Lindelof. He's been playing alongside Maguire this season. But obviously, you know, Victor Lindelof is not on Harry Maguire's level. You know, Lindelof is a good centre-half, but he's not a world-class centre-half. I think he's had some good games throughout the course of this season. And he's also had some bad games. There's some games where he's made a lot of mistakes. And he's looked too exposed at the back. But there's some games where he's got forward well and he's got in some very, very good positions. I don't think we'll sell Lindelof anyway. You know, if we get a centre-half, he'll be just there as a backup. Obviously, you know, we've got Eric Bailly, but he's too injury-prone, is Eric Bailly in that. So, yeah, you know, it'd be very, very good if we could get a centre-half in alongside, you know, Harry Maguire. So that is the latest news on that. You already know the news regarding Jack Grealish. You know, he's another one of our priority targets. But like I said, I think we can be competitive in this summer transfer window. Because like I said, we have got qualification for the Champions League. And I said to you, didn't I, you know, the importance of how important Champions League football was, you know, for our players, attracting players, and for the financial structure. I think we have been given an extra £70 million in revenue for getting qualification for the Champions League. Also, too, you know, we did finish 3rd. And I've also got to say, you know, that's a fantastic achievement, because let's put into the equation, this has been Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first full season at Manchester United. And, you know, earlier on in the season, you know, you can say we was facing a relegation battle, because earlier on in the season, we enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for, 30 years. And the way we played earlier on in the season, you know, you wouldn't have even thought Manchester United would have finished in the top 10. This summer transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager, because so far Solskjaer's enjoyed 3 transfer windows at the football club. In his first transfer window, didn't recommend anyone in, but in the 2 previous windows, he's recommended 5 players into the football club. Last summer, Solskjaer brought Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. He spent around £150 million on them. And in January, he brought Bruno Fernandes in, and he brought Odin Ighalo in. So I think we have done very, very good recruitment so far under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Our transfer budget for this summer transfer window has already been revealed. We are going to be given around £140 million to spend. Solskjaer did recently tell the board to back him in this summer transfer window. And Solskjaer, I think, has said that he wants to make at least 3 signings in this summer transfer window. He did recently say that Solskjaer was targeting around 5 players to overhaul the Manchester United squad. At the start of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial tenure, you know, he agreed with Mike Phelan that he wanted to make around 9 signings. You know, around 9 signings in that. But big decisions need to be made in this summer transfer window. You know, what players Solskjaer's going to recommend in. Not only that, you know, what players is he going to get rid of? I think we're going to get rid of at least 7 players in this summer transfer window, maybe even more. We're going to get rid of a lot of players permanently, and we're also going to loan some players out. I think, you know, the players we are looking to get rid of permanently, I think, you know, we're going to get rid of Jesse Lingard. I think we're going to try and get rid of Andres Pereira, because quite clearly Andres Pereira isn't getting in the team. Sanchez, I'm very, very hopeful that we can get rid of him permanently. You already know the news regarding Sanchez. If we get rid of Sanchez permanently, that will free up our wage bill completely. Hopefully, we can get rid of Diego Dalot. like I said before, he's not good enough to represent Manchester United, Delors. You know, he only made one start in the Premier League this season, but he did have a few injuries early on in the season. Also, too, Smalling and Rojo, I'm hopeful that we can get rid of them permanently. Smalling's out on loan with Roma at the moment, and Rojo's out on loan at Estudiantes. I'm hopeful as well that we can get rid of Phil Jones, because obviously, Phil Jones doesn't even get in the team. I think we'll also be looking to get rid of Joe Pereira permanently. Joe Pereira's out on loan with Hearts at the moment. Is there a possibility chance that we could get rid of Juan Mata? I don't think we'll get rid of him in this summer transfer window, but maybe in the next transfer window we could get rid of Juan Mata. This has been Juan Mata's 6th season at Manchester United. We did get him from Chelsea back in 2014 under the David Moyes era. We got him for just under £40 million. He's had a good career at the club, but Juan Mata doesn't really now get into the team. I think the players Man United are going to loan out. I think, we're going to loan James Garner out. He did say that Solskjaer's going to decide on what players he's going to loan out this week. We'll loan Garner out. Swansea and Cardiff want him. So too Doncaster. To Heath Chong, I think we'll also loan him out because he isn't even getting in the team enough. Dylan Levitt, I think we'll also loan him out. Daniel James, like I said, loan him out. I think we'll also loan Alex Tuanzebe and Fosu Mensah out because obviously, they're not getting in the team. So, yeah. But if we get rid of players in this summer transfer window, we are going to generate money. And reflecting on that, our transfer budget will increase. Like I said, Solskjaer's got a goalkeeping decision to make. So, he's got a goalkeeping decision to make. There's a possibility chance that Dean Henderson could be our number one goalkeeper for next season. You already know the news regarding Dean Henderson. Because Sky Sports came out recently and said our contract talks with Dean Henderson have hit a crucial stage and his future will be much clearer in the next couple of weeks. Dean Henderson will be getting recalled back to Man United because we won't get rid of him permanently because we see him as a replacement for David De Gea. I've got to say, Dean Henderson's been Sheffield United's player of the season. He's had 2 successful loan spells with Sheffield United. He's also had other loan spells with Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury. We did get Dean Henderson back in 2011 from Carlisle. We got him at just the age of 14. But yeah, we're looking to get Dean Henderson a 5-year contract. And reportedly could be one of the highest paid goalkeepers in Europe. Don't forget, Chelsea are still looking to get Dean Henderson on the board because they're looking for a replacement for Kepa Arrizabalaga. But maybe we should put Dean Henderson as our number one for next season. Solskjaer was talking about him prior to the game against Sheffield, and he said, that he expects Dean Henderson to be our number one and England's number one goalkeeper in the future. But he said he's not yet ready to become Man United's number one. As you all know, De Gea is our number one at the moment, and he's been our number one goalkeeper for several years. But, we've been very, very critical of David De Gea. Like I said, this has been his 9th season at Man United. He is approaching his 10th year at the football club as De Gea. And recently, De Gea said that he intends to stay at the football club for several years. Now, don't forget, last September, De Gea signed a 4-year deal with Man United worth $375,000 a week. So, reflect on that, he's the highest paid goalkeeper in the world and he's the highest paid at the football club. But I think David De Gea has had 7 good years out of the 9 years he's been at Man United. Don't forget, quite a few weeks ago, Solskjaer was talking about De Gea, saying that he's been the best goalkeeper in the world for the last 9 or 10 years or so. David De Gea has made 404 appearances for Man United in all competitions. But I did say, didn't I, when David De Gea does eventually leave Man United, I think he will go back to Spain. So I've got a decision to make on that. I think for next season, Luke Shaw will remain our first choice left back. Because obviously, Luke Shaw's more experienced than Brandon Williams. Luke Shaw's just injury prone, and that's my only element of concern about him. Missed the first part of the season with injury. Missed towards the end of the season with an ankle injury. But Brandon Williams has still enjoyed a very, very good season. I think in the foreseeable future, Brandon Williams will become at number 1. There's still some contract decisions that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got to make on like 8 players, because we've got around 8 players' contracts that are due to expire next year. But to be fair though, we have extended a lot of players' contracts since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended in to the football club. By the way, Solskjaer has recently explained his transfer process, and he has picked 3 mentors. So this is something else, you know, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done. But we know the areas in the squad where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does want to strengthen up. Like I said, we've got the Europa League games in August, which is next month. Like I said, I think Solskjaer will be making some rotation for the Europa League games. You know, like I said to you, the Europa League is a priority for us because we want to win the Europa League. If we win the Europa League, it will be our first piece of silverware under Solskjaer, and plus it will be our first trophy in over 3 years. You know, we haven't won a trophy since we won the Europa League and League Cup under Jose Mourinho, and that came back in 2017. And that. But yeah, I think we are emerged as one of the favourites to win the Europa League anyway. You know, we do play Lask on the 5th of August in the second leg, and then the quarterfinals of the Europa League is on the 10th and the 11th of August. You know, but like I said, we're going to have big expectations to exceed for next season. Solskjaer's expectations next season will be to get Man United to challenge for the Premier League title. We're not necessarily going to win it. I don't think we're going to win it, but it would be a start, you know, at least if we could, you know, be up there challenging with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool, because we have got to spend money to compete with the likes of City and Liverpool, because don't forget, you know, the last 7 years, Manchester United have been playing catch-up. You know, we've had different managers with different philosophies. You know, we spent £900 million on players. You know, the managers we've sat since Ferguson was David Moyes. He enjoyed, 8 or 9 months at the club. We sat Louis van Gaal. He enjoyed 2 years at the club. And we sat Jose Mourinho. He enjoyed 2.5 years at Manchester United. So Solskjaer's our 4th permanent manager since the Ferguson era. I think a lot of the players we have recruited in the last 7 years haven't been the right calibre players for Man United. But there's some players who we've brought in who did make an impact, and we made a mistake by getting rid of them. You know, people say we made a mistake by getting rid of Ander Herrera. You know, we also made a mistake, you know, by getting rid of Romelu Lukaku and all of that. But and I've got to say, you know, in recent years we have overpaid for players. You know, we've also been criticised for several years, reflecting on how poor our recruitment policy's been. And obviously, you know, for several years there's been a lot of problems with the club's ownership, the Glazers. There's also been a lot of problems with Ed Woodward. You know, there's also been a lot of problems with the club's board and that. But we have had an upturn in form, which is good. We've rejuvenated ourselves since January. You know, since that 2-0 loss to Burnley, we've really done well, because we are unbeaten in our last 14 Premier League games. And don't forget, you know, we did go on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions until Chelsea beating us in the FA Cup semi-finals and that. But like I said, you know, we've already seen some signings in this transfer window that have already been completed. Well, should I say Chelsea, you know, made signings, you know, before the summer transfer window opened. Obviously, you know, they got Hakim Ziyech back in February for around 37 or 38 million. They also got Werner from Leipzig for around 48 million. So they spent around 80 million pounds on them 2 players. You know, Chelsea looking to get Havertz from Leverkusen. They're also looking to get Ben Chilwell from Leicester. So Chelsea could be in there with a shout for next season. I do think Chelsea are going to win the FA Cup, by the way. And they've got Arsenal in the finals. It's tomorrow, the FA Cup final. Manchester City, I think they've already made one signing. They're close to getting Nathan Ake from Bournemouth. Because stories came out from the BBC yesterday, and the BBC's a reliable source, and they said that City put a £41 million bid in for Ake, and Bournemouth have accepted this offer but I don't think it is official as yet. But that's a good signing for Man City, Nathan Ake. You know, he'll look good alongside Laporte in their back line, and City's priority was to get a centre-half in. I think they've got Ferran Torres, or they're close to getting Ferran Torres, like I mentioned, for around £21 million. Tottenham, I don't know if they're going to make any signings. Liverpool, they want to make 1 or 2 signings because they want to continue their dominance up. You know, Arsenal, don't know about them. Leicester, you know, do you think they're going to make any signings? So there'll be some very, very good signings made in this summer transfer window, because the summer transfer window is open until October, don't forget. So anyway, that's everything to update you today, guys. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.